Good Monday evening. As you can see, the skies are clear. Welcome to another beautiful session of Spadas. And today, again, it's going to be a special day. I need to be close to you so you can hear me, yeah? But today, we're going to do a special Spadas. It's called Spadas for Beginners. Spadas for Beginners. That's the first part. And the second part is dispelling the myths. Dispelling the myths. So Spadas for beginners. Let's go. What is Spadas in the first place? Spadas is a lifestyle option. A lifestyle option, which will, when you've adapted to it, will enable you to live a better lifestyle and to live a better life in general, in all sense of life, in terms of love, in terms of emotions, how to handle emotions, in terms of everything to do with life, from all those things to spiritual to also the physical. The physical is the byproduct. So your physical body changing, you losing weight, you becoming healthy, is the byproduct of us chasing all those things. And that's what Spadas takes into composition. Spadas has 4 principles. You first have to understand who you are as a human being. Yeah, who you are as a human being. The human being is made of four properties. 4 properties. These 4 properties come together to form what we call the pyramid of life. The pyramid of life. Each side of the pyramid of life, which is 4, represents one of these properties. So we have earth, water, air, and sun coming together to the tip to make who you are. So understand that. You are earth, water, air, and sun. Mathematically, you are 4. Mathematically, the breakdown of those 4 goes like this. Earth, 20%. Air, absolute. Water, 80%. Sun, for growth, photosynthesis. Do you see what I mean? This is who you are. And you just have to understand how to balance these 4 things at the ratio of 20%, because it says everything was made for you, but not all will suit you. So in saying that, all 10 were made for you, but only, so 10 representing 100%, but only 20 will suit you. So out of 10, only 2 suits you. So you need to locate 2, which makes 20% of 100%. You need to locate 20 specific percent of Earth's vegetation and Earth's foods to locate who you are in them. And then you will grow and become who you're meant to be. You're not just meant to eat anything. And just because your mom eats it doesn't mean you're meant to eat it. That's why some of my family members can take penicillin, but I can't. Some of my family members enjoy peanuts. So do I, but I shouldn't, because it hurts me. Some of my family members can drink alcohol, but when I do, it hurts me. You see? So you have to locate what you can do and what is best for you. Once you've done that, once you've located your 20% earth, your 80% water, your absolute air, and your sun, it means you have the right balanced diet. This is what we call the Spadas diet. The right balanced diet. You are exposed to the right 20%, to the right 80%, to your absolute, and also to your growth, photosynthesis, your whole. Now, to combine those things inside you, that's where Spadas takes it to the next level. You see, sitting down and thinking you can use the power of your mind to move the cells in your body is right. But you first have to go past the obstacle. The obstacle is you have to first feel your body. You have to first recognize your body. If that wasn't true, then God would not have put, listen, nerves in your body. There's a nerve running from this finger all the way, connected somewhere in my spinal column, which is connected all the way to the cerebral core of my brain, just so I can feel this part of my finger. It means in order for you to be able to use your mind to move your cells, you first need to make sure that you connect your cells to your mind. And to do that, you need to intentionally go out of your way to do it. So, in Spadas, how do we do that? We watch the animals. Yeah? We watch the animals. Listen, in tree, the word for fight is entokwa. Entokwa. The word for war is entokwa. My people don't quite understand. They think fight means fight. They think entokwa means fight. Entokwa does speak of fight, but in a different way. Listen carefully. Entokwa is a phonetic language, so you have to break it down. Ento means do not throw or don't throw. Listen carefully. Ento, do not throw or don't throw. Kwa means foolishly or just like that. So you're in a fight, your opponent is facing you, and you start throwing. Your opponent is there, and you start throwing. Yeah? That way. What are you doing? You're throwing foolishly. You're throwing stupidly. You have to throw with aim. You have to throw with reason. You have to throw with tactic. So they don't just speak about fight. They speak about fighting the right fight. Don't throw stupidly. Just because your opponent has thrown 20 blows at you, don't mean you still have to throw. You have to wait for the right opportunity, because you only need one shot. So watch the animals. What do animals do before they fight? Let's take a goat to be precise. A goat doesn't just go into a fight. It rears up, and then it charges. What do you think it's doing? It's activating its muscles. It's coming in tensed. It's not coming in to throw a blow at you like this or like this. It's coming in to throw a blow at you like this. Like this. Why? Because when you are tensed, your power is double the power of the opponent. That's not, even triple, even more. And get this, an impact on you while you're already tensed, if you're used to tensing your body, is lessened. So don't throw stupidly. Throw in the right condition and throw at the right pace. Do you see what I mean? So, how do we activate the muscles before we move forward? We watch the goat. The goat doesn't walk on its leg like humans do. The goat walks on its hoof. So that's the human, that's the goat. Do that to your hand. That's the human, no activation. That's the goat, bare activation. So the goat is already ready for you. When the goat is walking to you, it's actually tensed up, walking to you. When the goat is about to charge at you, it's already fighting you before it gets to you. It's already in exercise mode. Do you see what I mean? So watch this. In Spadas, to activate the lower body from the tippy toes all the way to the back of the neck, we hoof, different angles. No activation, normal human, let's say 30 degrees, let's say 40, we're going all the way to, see? This is how the goat is approaching you already, not like this, no activation. The goat is approaching you activated. Just by doing that, you have activated the muscles all the way from the tippy toe, all the way to the back, all the way here, all the way there. You've activated them, you strengthened them. For your upper body, so that's number one, hoof. For your upper body, same scenario. Your muscles, they go in every direction, and this is how you massage them. So tension, 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 tension. In every direction. 3, breathe, 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 breathe. My people, the ACTIVATORs, they describe the importance of air better than most. Yeah, the importance of air better than most. Watch this. When you die, they wear red and black. When you die, they wear red and black. Why? Why those two colors? Because when you're alive, what most people don't know, the color of blood, living blood, there are two types of blood. There's color for living blood, and then there's color for dead blood. The living blood, the raw color of living blood is actually red and blue. Because living blood is only living because it's oxygenated. Oxygenated. Oxygen being the blue. So without oxygen, the blood is dead. And to describe that, my people put red and black. That there is no longer any oxygen in this person's blood. Hence why this person has been pronounced dead. That's the importance of air. Whatever the cause of death is, yeah, it boils down to air was not able to stay in that person's body. The person is no longer breathing. That's it. That is the cause of death. The person is no longer breathing. The importance of air is that it goes side by side. It's absolute to you. Air is also the only way you can train the only muscle or the only thing about you that drives you, your heart. Your heart is the driver of your body. When your heart is weak, you become weak. And the proof of this, again, my people, they call the heart akuma. Again, is a phonetic language, so you have to break the word down. Akun means fighting, a fight, a fighting, a war, a warring. Akun. Ma means when something is full, so when the cup is full. So what does this mean? A fight's full. It fights for you, but it has to be full. A war full. It wars for you, but it has to be full. A come out. It fights for you. So if your heart is weak, your fight is weak. If your heart is weak, your fight is less. If your heart is strong, your fight is strong. You see what I mean? So the only thing that makes us strong, because get this, people say, oh, but you have to have strong legs. What if you don't have legs? You don't need legs. You can still be a strong man. People say you have to have strong arms. What if you don't have arms? What if you don't have them? You have to have a heart. Because whatever you do have, it is the heart that drives it. So the breathing, we breathe into the core. Different styles. The nose supplies the head mainly. The mouth supplies the rest. So we switch in between. Then we add the music for fun. Do you see what I mean? So those are the 4 principles of Spadas, and those are some of the things Spadas stands on to, you know, say that you will get something out of it. Do you see what I mean? Now, let's go into some of the myths you've been taught. Now, let's talk about some famous people. Like, for example, the Buddha. Yeah? The Buddha and the Shaolin monks, this, that, rah. The myths I'm talking about is this. When I see Chinese people training and like Taekwondo or this and that, and they're teaching you to flow. You see, this is the problem. Back in the day, you see the art of war. They say the art of war was written by Sun Tzu, but when you think about what the Akans called fighting or warring, they called it entokwa. Do not throw stupidly. Do not throw just like that. That means they were versatile. They were versed in the art of war. They knew how to fight. They knew tactics. Do you see what I mean? So in the art of war, you don't throw lightly, you don't throw stupidly. So watch this. When you see, say for example, in India, and you see the what they call the gods, and people will imitate them. So for example, the god will be like this. So when people are doing relaxing exercise in yoga, for example, they'll be like this, and they'll be like this, and they'll be, it's a myth. Let me tell you why it's a myth. They didn't do that. They actually were tensing, because get this, I'm telling you, when you tense like this, yeah, you're actually giving no direction. You're tensing your every muscle in you. But you can be very specific, because every muscle in you needs to be individually trained. So let me be very specific for you. Yeah, that is training. One, I'm training every muscle because I'm tensing everywhere, but I'm further training one particular individual muscle. I switch to that, the same thing, but I have to keep the tension. I switch to that, the same thing, but I have to keep the tension. I switch to that, the same thing, I have to keep the tension. They were not just like this. They were actually tensed, because get this, even if you're trying to bring the Zen, which is relaxation, you see muscles, yeah? The only way to actually relax your muscle is to actually tense it and then release it. And the longer the tense, the harder the tense, the more relaxing the muscles become when you release them. So understand this, the Buddha is not just doing this, yeah? The Buddha is not just doing this, yeah? The Buddha is actually doing this. The Buddha is pressing air. But so controlled that you think the Buddha is just like this. You think the Buddha is just like this. But again, like I told you, these are points. These are all points. Yeah, these are points. These are points and pressures to press that help to heal everything, that connect everything. So if the Buddha does this, if the Buddha does this, puts each finger to each finger, the Buddha is not just sat there like this. He's actually pressing each pressure point, and he's holding and taking in. I'm trying to be in the camera angle. The longer you hold that for, the harder you hold it for. When you release, you will feel the Zen, because you're bringing together earth, water, air, and sun. You're actually mixing them. Your muscles, your earth, water, air, and sun. They're not sat on separate angles. They're mixed. Do you see what I mean? Your earth is not here, your water here, your air, your sun here, and your air here. No, they're mixed. Boom. So you need to mix them to get them to be healthier. So to mix them, the muscles have to be active. Yeah, the Buddha was not just doing this. Yeah, he was actually pushing the pressure points that these two do. The Buddha was not just doing this. Again, pushing the pressure points at different levels. Because the muscle goes in different angles. And you're going to feel little twitches where these pressure points are meant to connect to. And they start from there. Yeah? 5 on that side, 5 on that side. Do you see what I mean? Good. Now, let's talk about another one. Achilles. How did Achilles die? The spear, it got him there. Where's there? That's the Achilles tendon. That's the Achilles tendon. What does a tendon do? A tendon holds onto the muscles. A tendon is the one that stretches the muscles and releases the muscle. It's the elastic band. So your muscles are connected finally to a tendon. And it is the movement of that tendon that either strengthens the muscle or relaxes the muscle. That's the Achilles tendon here. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Now, why was that Achilles' flaw? You see, Achilles, he was strong. He was fast. Why? Because he didn't walk like a normal human being. They don't tell you that. Why? Because my light has gone off. That's because I've just killed history. But get this, his what do you call it? Tendon. Oh, I'm so sorry. His Achilles tendon, yeah, his tendon. He walked like a goat. That's why they say, I'm the goat. You see, he walked like a goat. He trained like a goat. He ran like a goat. He did everything like a goat. So his Achilles tendon was really strong, making his muscles automatically very strong. But by training the tendons and not focusing on his muscles, get this, the muscles automatically became very active. Very active, very agile, very flexible. Achilles will come at you. I'm telling you about history the right way. He will come at you because he could dodge. He was that fast. They were that slow. They hadn't realized it's because he was a goat. So when Paris finally worked out, because Paris, he wasn't a warrior. He was a sissy. But he had some brains on him. And when he worked out that it was his speed and agility and ability, and when he worked out that Achilles was always active because he was always stood like a goat, he realized that you can't kill him immediately. Yeah? You had to what? Take away his ability first. In order to kill Achilles, you had to get him onto his back leg. You had to get him onto his back leg. You had to get him onto his sciatic nerve. Yeah. So he aimed for it. And Achilles had never suspected anyone to think that far. And he aimed from behind. And pow! He didn't kill him. He slowed him down. Do you see what I mean? The Achilles tendon. By hoofing, touch it, and you will see what you have become. Listen carefully. I'm telling you, yeah, the Buddha did not sit idle. They did not just put their fingers together. And they did not just sit there. They pressed. They tensed. Listen, they tensed for hours sometimes in one position. For hours. But they were master breathers. They had perfected the art of breathing. Because that's all you need. You don't need to do giddy giddy to be strong. I'm telling you, I can train Deontay Wilder to defeat Tyson Fury. And I believe Tyson Fury would love to see it. And I can tell Tyson Fury, Tyson, please, 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 I want you to give me the greatest show you can ever give me. Because I'm telling you, you need to bring out your best as ever to defeat this one. I promise you. I promise you. Tyson won't be able to stand the speed, the agility, the change of pace, the change of direction. Listen. When the blows come in, they will be timed. They will be precise. They will be marked. On the spot changing, on the spot thinking. Because we don't train, the people, trainers train, oh, hit him there, hit him there. Now, we will hit you everywhere, but it will be tactical. It will be the Akan style and Tokwa. I'm going to tell you a secret. You see the British flag? Let me show you how well I know about fights, yeah? You see the British flag? It's a stolen relic, and I can prove it. It's from the Akans. And let me show you where it is, yeah? Get this. You have the cross called the St. George's Cross. It's red, right? Good. On each side, you have 4 blue boxes divided in 2. Now, if you look at the divisions of blue boxes divided, yeah? Take it as each one is 25%. Yeah? Each box is 25%. But get this. The 25% has further been divided into 10 and 15% on each side. And then another red cross is through it. Yeah? Alright, and now let me explain the British flag to you. You see my people, the Akans? Yeah? They are tactical fighters and Tokwa. So this is how they used to defeat the British, yeah? And the camouflage material, believe it or not, the British history will tell you that it is something they that was taken from the Akans fighters. So watch this. You see the St. George Cross, the big red cross, yeah? What my people did, and the British will tell you this, they never came to war with the amount of warriors to match your amount. If you brought 10,000, they will bring 2,000. But this is what they did with that 2,000. All the red spots you see, the cross in the middle, the St. George Cross, those are points which they will place their armies. They will use scouts, yeah, skirmishes to get you into position. And when you get into position, the British army, they come, one big 100% petty blue coats, right? Petty blue coats. And then they'll be marching forward. Now, when they march and enter this formation, without knowing it because it's a trap. The ACTIVATORs will make sure to keep firepower directed in those directions. The red directions are kill zones. If you step in there, you'll be dead. The idea is to divide and conquer. Politics. The idea is to divide and conquer. Simple as that. So by keeping those areas, death zones, the soldiers are unable to regroup. Eventually, some of them will run into the bushes. And in the bushes, that's where the ACTIVATORs were the master warriors and the master camouflagers. And the British will tell you this. So the ACTIVATORs' aim was not to defeat you on the battlefield. The aim was simple, to divide you and then conquer you slowly. And that's how the ACTIVATORs were beating them. Divide and conquer. So you see, the British system is all based on that. When the British decided that that system, that relic they stole was so needed and was so good, they decided to make it into, so imagine your blueprint for war. The British flag is a blueprint for war, is a blueprint for division, because the British people are in blue. Yes, the British people are blue. And the blue has been divided into 4 quarters. And each quarter has been divided into 2. Take it as political parties. And the aim is to make sure that they are always divided. So no political parties ever aim is to ever unite the nation, because that goes against the blueprint of how you control the people. The aim is to always keep it divided on political grounds. And it is the same. For example, when the British attack you, for example, when they attack Saddam Hussein, they use the same blueprint. How? They use the media. So they will bombard the media with their views, and then they will get the Americans. So you see, it's coming from different angles. The red is coming from different angles. And then next thing you know, the blues is divided. So the people are now divided on opinions about you. And when the opinions are so divided, because they will keep bringing in, the crosses will keep coming until you have no support. And when you have no support, they're able to come in and defeat you. It's the same with Gaddafi. It's the same with Nkrumah. It's the same with Burkina Faso guy. It's the same with many. It's a case of divide and conquer. You always divide opinion on the enemy, and then you're able to use the division, the lack of support to then kill. It's the same in Syria. It was the same in Iraq. It was the same. It is the same everywhere. They use that flag. I'm not saying the British people. It's the political elite. The British people have no clue. They're told what's going on. But even they are under the rulership of that system. Divide and conquer. It is what ACTIVATORs do. They divide the enemy, they conquer the enemy. But you see their ACTIVATORs, they never kill their enemies, and the British will tell you that. They always absorbed their enemies into their culture. So their ACTIVATORs are like Borgs. They assimilate. So the ACTIVATOR kingdom is full of people who were from conquered kingdoms, who are now proud to call themselves ACTIVATORs. It's a peaceful nation. And they know so much. And I know. Tonight, it's gone a bit haywire. And I told you Spadas is something. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, the whole art of war, I'm telling you, I can prove to you the origins of the British flag. And its meaning is exactly what it is. Divide and conquer. Even the British people are under that system. They've been divided. Therefore, the political elite, Boris Johnson can do whatever he wants. And now that they've managed to marginalize the people's parties, and they control the House, they control the Commons, they control everything, they're able to break rules that normal people will be arrested and jailed for. They're able to do it and laugh. They're able to just You see what I mean? It's mad. But it's like that all over the world, so I guess it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, like I said in Tokwa, do not throw just like that. Do not throw stupidly. Throw with intent. You get me? Spadas, Hoover, tense, breathe, and have fun. Listen, you can even lay on the ground and just squeeze and just let me tell you, the Chinese Kung Fu, when you're learning Kung Fu and then they tell you do, it's a myth. The original, he didn't just do he was tensed. So when you met him with your blow, listen, when I watch, there's a movie with Jet Li, and he was fighting a white boxer. This was back in the 1950s, a true story. And the guy was using feng shui. Listen, I'm telling you, yeah, the original wasn't doing that. They were tensed. Their stance was tense. So when you hit them, they didn't move. You moved. When they hit you, they didn't need to move fast. When you're tensed, Bruce Lee proved that. When you're tensed, you can do a 1-inch fist. You can't do a 1-inch fist relaxed. Bruce Lee proved it. And this is the truth. They all were tensing their bodies. It's not, the Egyptians did the same. It's all tensing. When the longer you tense for, the longer you hold it for, the more relaxing it becomes when you release. The more the muscles sleep. Good morning. It's about 12 o'clock now.